What's good with it, ladies and gentlemen? Big Gooch Soldier Cat back here once again. How's the wife? How's the kids? Great, perfect, amazing. Today we're going to be checking out the world's craziest prison escapes. Now, ordinarily, I would never advise you to break out of prison. If you're in jail, you should just do your time. Be a good citizen, you know what I'm saying? But if you're one of those people in jail right now and you somehow have an internet connection and you're watching this video and you have like a 2,000-year prison sentence, there's no harm in trying, you know what I'm saying? Because you're not getting out, bro. Like, let's be honest. Like, your ass is stuck in there. You're not going anywhere. Nobody's making petitions for you to get out of jail. Nobody's making hashtags for you. You're stuck in there forever, and you really got nothing to lose. In school, our teachers told us you miss 100% of the shots you don't take, okay? And I think that applies here perfectly. Anyways, we're going to get into this. Hopefully, my neighbor doesn't file a noise complaint against me like she did the other night. So, I hate you too! Like the video. Let's get into this.
4 men who broke out of an Ohio jail. They were considered very dangerous.
These men are considered armed.
Hundreds of officers on a massive manhunt.
They are
from digging underground tunnels
beneath it, a tunnel that was
Tunnels?
his highway to freedom.
to helicopter getaways
It was a spectacular escape
What?
that made headlines around the world.
and even mailing yourself to freedom. These are the most daring prison escapes in history. Some had help on the outside, while others took months or even years of careful planning. But how did they do it?
Oh my god. Oh, what?
Welcome to Explained.
Where did he go?
Let's start with the escape of Richard Lee McNair. McNair was raised by a police officer and was a highly intelligent man. But in 1987, he earned himself 2 life sentences and an additional 30 years for burglary at North Dakota State Penitentiary.
This guy looks like he can either be a very successful agricultural farmer or like a bloodthirsty, degenerate criminal, right? There's no, like, when you look at his face, there's no other than those, when you look at his face, there's no other thing that you could really say. Like, those are the only 2 options for him in life, I feel like, when you look like that. You know what I'm saying?
McNair made his first escape attempt through a ventilation pipe in 1992, but was recaptured a year later.
Eesh.
However, his attempt to escape from a maximum security federal prison in Louisiana in April 2006 earned him a name in history.
What did he do?
McNair's prison job was to repair torn mailbags, and here's where he cooked up the perfect escape plan. He built a makeshift
Why are y'all
escape
giving
pod
them
using some of the
jobs
materials
with
around
heavy
him and
machinery?
fitted it with a breathing tube. One day, McNair hid inside the pod among some mailbags on a
I
forklift.
cannot believe
He
this.
knew the pile was due to be taken to a
I
warehouse
cannot
outside the
believe
prison.
this.
Once he heard the warehouse staff leave for lunch, he got out and made a
Oh
run for it.
my
A police officer stopped
god.
him jogging beside the railroad tracks, and McNair actually managed to convince the cop that he wasn't who they were looking for,
What?
despite not having any ID.
What?
form identification on you? No, man. What's your name?
Robert Jones.
What's your address?
I don't have an address.
Robert
I'm at the
Jones?
hotel. We're working on houses and stuff like that, the roofing.
What is? We got an escapee.
Oh, Where from?
A prison. Hey, this car.
There is
Nothing
no
about
way.
glasses. Nothing about glasses. How old is your guy? You're how old?
50. Born in 56.
Let me just verify. He says his brother's staying at the motel.
Bro,
Let me verify that. You know
Do
the
you
bad thing
not
about it?
have
You'll
like
match
a
it up to
picture
it.
of what he looks like?
We just got into town about a week ago, and he dropped me off to jog. I always jog about 12 miles a day.
I'm just doing my job, man.
Was that a school
Do
bus?
jog again in the future. Carry some ID with you. Be careful, buddy.
Thank you.
All right.
No!
Next is Joaquin Guzman.
Oh my god, holy shit. He got away. He's a wanted criminal that escaped from jail through a mail bag. And he somehow convinced a police officer who's actively looking for him as a wanted fugitive who escaped from jail that he is not the person that he's looking for. That is insane to me.
In the future, carry some ID with you. Be careful, buddy.
Thank you.
All right.
Next is Joaquin Guzman, better known as El Chapo.
El
Chapo
Chapo
is the founder of the Sinaloa cartel and one of the most terrifying
My
drug
God.
lords on the planet. El Chapo was first captured in 1993 and sent to Puente Grande prison. But despite being behind bars in a maximum security facility, he
I
continued
remember
to
this.
manage his drug operations with ease.
I remember
It was
this.
obvious that his connections were vast, and the threat of a cartel retaliation was enough to scare many guards into compliance.
Joaquín Gómez. ¿Algún otro nombre? Pasó algo.
In 2001,
Dog,
El
that
Chapo's
man
men
looks
bribed the
so
guard to let
small
him out
but
of his
so
cell and
dangerous.
helped him escape in a laundry cart. Then he was wheeled to a parking lot where he got into the trunk of the car and escaped. But his greatest escape was yet to come. After being sent to Altiplano Federal Prison in February 2014, El Chapo simply vanished from his cell in July. Security footage showed him pacing his cell, and then this happened.
He sits down, appearing to remove his sandals,
Oh my
and
God.
then he vanishes.
Oh my God.
Authorities discovered a 2-foot square hole beneath one of the showers.
Like, okay.
This led into a secret tunnel
Like, okay,
that the
bro.
cartel had been digging for months.
Dog,
Opening
is
the
this
tunnel
not a
up to the
skill
press,
issue?
The authorities
They
showed
be-
a well-resourced operation with electricity, an air supply, and this makeshift minecart.
Bro, is this not a skill issue, ladies and gentlemen? They built an entire tunnel below this man's prison cell. Not only did they build a tunnel, they built a tunnel with gas. They built a tunnel with electricity. There's lights. There's literal lights running through that tunnel. They didn't just make a little shitty ass mud hole for him to escape through. No, they made an entire like structure, like a pathed structure for him to escape through. If there was a homeless man, okay, he would have a field day in this tunnel, okay? He could live in this
Adapted from a motorcycle, presumably used to move earth and people along its rails.
Bro, there's an
This tunnel
entire
led to a
bike
cinder
in
block
there.
house
There's
on
a
the outside of the
transportation
prison, and
system
from
in the
here,
tunnel.
El Chapo made his getaway. Up next, Richard Matt
Insane.
and David Sweat.
Insane.
Sweat began serving a life sentence in 2002, while Matt received 25 years to life in prison in 2008. They met at a shared workstation at Clinton Correctional Facility and began planning their escape. First, they requested to be transferred to cells next to each other. Then, they bribed a correctional officer named Gene Palmer and made another named Joyce Mitchell fall in love with them.
Oh,
The two
what?
officers ended up giving
Wait, they
them
made
small
both of them
things
fall
like
in love?
hacksaws, chisels, and lights wrapped in hamburger meat. And using those tools, Matt and Sweat spent months digging holes in their cells.
By February, he has methodically cut through the steel wall
Oh
of his cell,
my
3/8
God.
of an inch thick, and continues carving through the wall of his next-door neighbor, too.
Nah,
They
that
made their way
dedication
down
is
4
crazy.
stories and broke into a steam pipe, which led to a manhole just outside the prison walls.
Sweat was
What?
down multiple nights, and he did most of the work. And they cut through the pipes. They were just persistent.
This next escape by Pascal Payette feels straight out of a movie. Pascal Payette was a French criminal who was sentenced to 30 years in prison.
Why the does he look constipated in the face? Like, why does he look like he needs to take a shit, but like he's refusing to do so? Is that just me that sees that? Or do you guys see that too?
In 2001, he escaped Louis prison after his friend on the outside got hold of a helicopter.
That is
flew into the
crazy,
prison roof
man.
And broke him
That
out.
is why don't you shoot it down? Like, you are, what the You just let the helicopter come into the jail? Like, how?
2 years later, Payette managed to break out 3 more prisoners using the same strategy.
He did it
Eventually,
again!
He got caught. And this time, the authorities played it safe and decided to move him to different prisons every 3 months.
Oh my
But in
God.
2007, Payette escaped a second time using,
A-
guessed it,
A
helicopter.
second time with the same
During a
tech.
Bastille Day celebration, Payette's men on the outside hijacked a helicopter from an airport near Cannes and took the pilot hostage. They landed on the prison roof at the start of the night shift.
Oh my
and
God.
in 5 minutes, the men used heavy machinery to break open 2 doors at the isolation ward where he was held.
Oh my
Although
God.
Payette was captured a few months later, he still holds the record for the most number of prison escapes by helicopter.
Bro, this nigga used the same move twice, and you couldn't predict that he was gonna do the same thing twice. It was technically 3 times. This broke other prisoners out of the jail cell with the same helicopter that he broke out of the jail cell from. And then the 3rd time, he used the same helicopter to break himself out of the jail again. Is it really that hard to just get like one of those rocket launchers, you know, those rocket-propelled grenade launchers, and just see the helicopter coming and just shoot that shit down? Is that hard to do? Come on now, man.
Next is Clarence Anglin, John Anglin, and Frank Morris. Morris and the Anglin brothers were prisoners at Alcatraz Federal Penitentiary in the 1960s.
Alcatraz, that sounds
Alcatraz
familiar.
was refortified in the 1930s and crowned the world's most secure prison. In fact,
that's the jail that's on the island, right, guys?
1961, but this was soon about to change. The plan took months of preparation and was led by Frank
escape
Morris, but he needed help.
A
So he roped
prison
in the
island?
Anglin brothers and a car thief named Alan West. The men stole spoons and saw blades, and every night over 6 months, they used these tools to enlarge the ventilation ducts in their cells while Morris played his accordion to cover the noise.
This is the second time a prisoner has used tools to escape through the air duct in their jail cell. How about you stop putting air ducts in the goddamn prison cells? How about that? Is that really that difficult to do? Is that hard? Like, bro, they're already in jail. It's already hot in there. They're already sweating. Just give the nigga a fan. Just put a fan in his room, okay? And he'll be fine. He'll be cool in there.
They literally drill small holes around the existing vent and then push that concrete in.
The ducts led to a utility tunnel where they stored an inflatable raft made of raincoats.
An inflatable raft?
Fake heads from scraps of paper and waste materials.
They made goddamn IKEA
the team put the
mannequin dummies
and made their escape through the utility tunnel. But West got left behind after his cell grill got stuck. The trio took the raft, slid down a pipe from the prison roof, and snuck to the shore where they disappeared.
Oh my God.
Is still one of the greatest mysteries in American history.
Ain't no way.
Last is the ingenious escape of Frank Abagnale Jr.
What did this
Frank
nigga do?
Abagnale spent his early adulthood forging checks.
This better be good.
He was also a master at impersonation and managed to pass off as a pilot, a university professor, and a doctor.
That's
as
wild.
A pediatrician, probably it was.
He
really
made it
ended
to
up being the most
TV?
easiest, which should have been the most difficult. I supervised 7 interns on the midnight to 8 shift. When I would be called to the emergency room, I'd walk in. There'd be 2 or 3 interns there, and I'd be called down, and I'd walk in, and I'd say, "What's the problem?" And they'd say, "Doctor, we have a severe incardio here with a." I didn't know if the guy broke his leg, had a heart attack. So I would say, "Well, Dr. Carter, what do you think?" "Well, doctor, I would like to administer 30 cc's of this." "Dr. John, I concur." "Dr. Jane, I concur." "Gentlemen, have at it." And out I would go. Well, I became one of the most respected residents because I was the only one that ever allowed them to do anything without interference.
When he got caught, Abagnale was sentenced to 12 years and sent to the Federal Detention Center in Atlanta. Now, this was the early 70s, and it was a time when prisons were being heavily scrutinized by congressional committees. So when the U.S. Marshal forgot to bring along Abagnale's detention commitment papers, the prison guards suspected he was a prison inspector under contract by the FBI. Once Abagnale realized this, he decided to use the lack of documentation to his advantage. He got in touch with his friend Gene Sebring, who helped him create the fake credentials he needed. Sebring created 2 fake business cards for Abagnale. One showed him as a prison inspector, and the other was of an FBI agent he pretended to know.
For free?
One day, Frank pretended to reveal his fake identity as a prison inspector to the guards. And he actually convinced them to let him leave the prison in a car to meet his fake FBI partner.
Oh my God.
Actually Gene Sebring. And that's how he managed to escape right under their noses.
Oh my God, dude. I swear to God. You know, what's crazy is that this guy is a wanted criminal and somehow convinced the prison that he like ran this shit. Like he was the guy that was there, that was in charge. My ass couldn't even convince the CVS worker that I didn't steal anything, even though I literally wasn't even there 10 minutes ago.
And this guy must have seen his chance, because while being escorted out of the courthouse, he decided he had enough. So he made a run for it.
Gotta go
He made
fast!
it across the parking lot.
Gotta go
without being
faster,
caught,
faster,
but was
faster,
later
Sonic,
found by
X!
the deputies hiding under a house. So yeah, nice try, but I don't think
Damn,
this
you
is what
slow
the
as
judge meant when they
You're
said,
slow as
"Hey." But that wasn't the only time an inmate
Bro got
was able to
handcuffs
slip
on
away
and
from
shit.
the guards unnoticed. While everyone was distracted by the door, this
hell no.
guy activated stealth mode and ducked behind the transport van, and the guards were none the wiser. Then the inmate went into Fast and Furious mode and drove the van through the garage door to escape.
How the fuck did he drive the car when he has handcuffs on? So assuming his hands are cuffed like this. I guess he has to turn the car kind of like this. So he looks like kind of like a weird paraplegic dinosaur a little bit. You know what I mean? But I guess he made it work.
I don't know what it is about police and garages, but it seems like they can't really handle their inmates in there. This guy didn't even bother with driving the car through the garage door. He just waited patiently for the door to start to close, and he bolted it. He somehow managed to duck under the door just as it was about to close, trapping the guards inside.
Lock the door!
Speaking of plans,
just
it seems like this guy had one of his own.
There's no way.
One, wait until the officer's distracted. Step 2,
this guy is in a fucking wheelchair.
Step 3, run. Step 1, complete. There's step 2,
oh,
and step 3.
He's in a fucking wheelchair!
And when you've been caught, sometimes the only thing you can do to get away is to rely on your instincts. And for this guy, those instincts were climbing. And for his friend, his instincts were to wait until the officers forgot about him to make his move.
Oh my god.
And there he goes.
Oh,
but here's something they should teach officers not to do. A corrections officer can be seen opening the door for the suspect and escorting him out to the police cruiser.
Why?
Apparently, the officer told her coworkers that she was taking him to undergo a psychological evaluation. But once they left, they never came back. Yeah, something tells me they were more than friends.
It's like, where do my tax dollars go, bro? My tax dollars are going towards keeping these inmates in jail, and these prison guards are having lovey-dovey, frolicking relationships with them? Like, I just don't get it. Like, what?
Something tells me they were more than friends. This dash cam captures the moment a prisoner casually escapes from the back of a police
He's like,
car.
shit.
But maybe he was playing it a bit too casual because the officers were able to catch him almost immediately and drag him back inside. Go back to jail, dude. Don't pass go, and definitely don't collect 200.
Who
This
snitched?
dude, on the other hand, saw an opportunity to cash his get-out-of-jail-free card and took it. He slowly exited the room to see if there was anyone around, and when he saw the coast was clear, he just walked out the front door? He even managed to slip out of his handcuffs, which might mark this as one of the easiest escape plans ever. It's crazy things you can do with a little brute force, as shown by this guy who managed to break his handcuffs by twisting them against the bar in front of him.
That is
After
insane.
doing that, he had to figure out his next move. Ah, yes, that's it, the ceiling.
The ceiling?
It isn't very often that we get to see a video of a prison break while it's actually happening. This video was recorded when around a dozen convicts escaped jail after one of the inmates' friends drove a bulldozer through the wall of the compound.
What?
Literally the only thing you needed to escape
Where
lockup
did
was
this nigga get a
and a friend who was dumb enough
bulldozer?
to drive it.
Oh my
This
god!
inmate tried to break out of jail by disguising himself as his daughter. Not quite what I was expecting to hear, but let's hear him out. The plan was simple. During visiting hours, when his daughter showed up to prison, he switched places with her on the way out. And the plan worked for like 30 seconds. It didn't take long for officers to catch on and escort him back to where he belonged.
That's not bad though. I don't know when this happened, but in today's like current climate of the world, like socio-politically and shit, that might work. You know? Because all you really got to do is identify as like not what you is. You know what I mean? If I'm a prisoner in the jail, can I just identify as being like a free man?
This prisoner thought he'd take his chances on foot.
Oh my god.
With only one shoe.
Oh my god.
Sorry, dude. Looks like your chance at freedom flew away faster than your shoe.
Thank god. At least that nigga was not slow. Oh, ow, ow.
But for these criminals, their chance at freedom stuck around a little bit longer.
beating his ass. Sounds like domestic abuse.
They decided to dumpster dive their way out of there. And I don't know what this guy was doing, but he decided not to pursue them for some reason. That's one way to get out of doing your chores.
What?
This kid might not be afraid of heights, though. In order to escape the sheriff's office, he took his chances by jumping out of a 2-story window. A few minutes later, the officer found that
Come
his
on,
suspect
dog.
had escaped.
Come on, dog.
In this county jail, these 3 criminals were caught on camera breaking out of prison by unlocking a secured door with a set of keys.
Oh my god,
With the
those
help
guys
of
look like
this jail
straight
guard right here,
gangbangers.
all
Holy
3 of them
shit.
were able to casually walk out of prison.
What?
I walked through TSA with more nerves than these guys escaping prison.
How the do you not see them with their jumpsuits on walking out of jail? Listen, man, I don't mean to be like disrespectful, okay? But bro, these guys just look like felons, dude. You don't even need to really ask them. You know what I mean? These guys just look dangerous, okay? If you see these 3 niggas in a jail cell, you know they belong there.
While being loaded onto a prison bus, these ladies planned their next move. With no guards around, they decided it was the perfect opportunity to try to slip under the bus.
Oh
they held
my
their
God.
position while the bus traveled to the nearest stoplight and then made a break for it. Unfortunately for them, they were both caught by detectives and hitched a ride back to jail. You know the saying,
You
when
hate
the
to
door
see it.
closes, a window opens. Well, I think this inmate decided to
fuck?
take that a little too literally.
What is it?
When he
Oh
saw
my
that window
God.
open, he jumped through and ran as fast as he could across the
Oh my
parking lot.
God!
But sometimes the door doesn't close at all. In the central lockup, the officer made the mistake of not closing the door properly. And when this
What
woman
a
saw her
geech.
opportunity, she slowly
What
walked over,
a
calmly opened the
geech.
door, and made a run for it.
Oh my God. There is no way nobody didn't see this happening. I just feel like most of these people that are working in the jail just do not care. Because there's just no way nobody would not see that. I just feel like some of the people that work there, they just don't care. They're like, I'm getting paid minimum wage to guard some of the most deadliest criminals in this country. Why the f would I care if one of them tries to get out? You know? It's not my job. Hey, once he gets out of jail, it's not my job to keep him there, okay? It's somebody else's job to bring him back.
These 2 criminals must have figured
Oh my
out
God.
they could outrun anybody
Oh
when
my
they
God.
headed for the door. But before they knew it, the judge had his robe off and was chasing him down the flight of stairs.
The
They really
judge?
tried, but I think they underestimated
The
how fast
judge?
the judge was going to jump into action.
Where are the
Speaking of
officers?
jumping,
The
this guy decided
judge?
to jump at the opportunity to escape by literally jumping out of a moving police vehicle while in handcuffs. Seems a bit reckless, but desperate times call for desperate measures. But sometimes escapes are less theatrical. For this guy, all he had to do was slowly back away, and when the guards weren't looking,
Oh
make his
my
exit.
fuck.
And while making
Why-
his
hey,
way
why
through the
didn't you
courthouse, he had to
go?
cover up his handcuffs with his
What
shirt
the
and ditch his distinctive clothing. Yeah, pretty
Nigga,
clean
why
getaway,
did that
but it
last guy
only
go
lasted 2 hours.
too?
Nope, this isn't a marathon. This is what it looks like when hundreds of inmates escape a Brazilian prison. And if it was me reporting this video, I'd be running for the hills.
Oh
Now
my
watching as
God.
Dozens of convicts run at me full speed.
You found a house near this prison, right? You're just walking your dog, you know, minding your own business. Next thing you know, a rampage. Like, remember in The Lion King when there was like that big ass stampede? A fucking stampede of inmates, wanted fugitives who committed heinous crimes, just start running towards you, start running in your direction, and you know you can't outrun them, right? You know you can't outrun them. They've been in jail, they've been training, right? So you just sit there, you look at them, and you're just like a deer in headlights. You're like, oh, okay, I guess this is how it goes down. And he gets trampled. You get trampled. Your dog starts like barking at them, but you know he's not going to do shit because he's too small. And then you just get trampled. You get trampled just like Mufasa got trampled in that one time in Lion King, which was sad. And it still bothers me to this day. Anyways, moving on.
Sometimes all you need to escape is a blanket to drape over the barbed wire, strength to climb over a chain-link fence, and the guts to jump off of a roof.
Yeah,
They aren't
somebody's
the only
losing
ones
their job.
willing to jump for their freedom.
Somebody's
this
losing
guy
the-
ran through the
What
metal
the
detector
fuck?
and jumped from the 2nd story in order to escape. And by some miracle,
His
he walked
ankles.
away unharmed.
I know
But
his
what
ankles
is it with
hurt.
inmates thinking that jumping off of things is a good option? I mean, I guess it's their only option.
Oh my God.
This guy, I'm not sure it was. He jumps out of a 2nd-story window, and man, that's a long way down. That just seems like a bad idea, my
Yeah,
guy.
your knee. Yeah, you are never
But this
gonna have a
lady's idea
basketball
was
career.
simple.
Holy
Find a way
shit,
to get
your
out of
knees are
handcuffs.
done.
And she was trying everything. It even looked like she turned to Siri for help at one point. Hey, Siri, how do I get out of handcuffs? Siri was obviously no help, but eventually, with enough force, she
Oh
broke
my
free.
gosh, she actually got
And
out.
This is what happens when your escape plan comes
What the fuck?
crashing down halfway through. Yeah, turns out ceiling tiles aren't as sturdy as
Oh
you
my
think
God.
they'd be. But you know what is sturdy? This escape plan. With the help of a friend, these inmates took taking out the trash to a whole new level. Good thing they had a change of clothes. It's probably better not to walk around town smelling like any Dufresne at the end of Shawshank
Yeah, that's
Redemption.
disgusting.
Sometimes it takes more than force to escape. Sometimes it takes superhuman abilities. This prisoner must have been bitten by a radioactive spider or something, because he was somehow able to climb up the prison walls better than Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield combined. Someone go tell Tom Holland he's out of a job. Hopefully Marvel School of Escaping Convicts being the next Spider-Man. This guy just ran out of the prison van. But can you blame him? The officers left the door open. I mean,
oh my
what
God.
do you think he was gonna do?
This is what I mean. Like, it's just negligence.
Would want to escape quietly.
It's just negligence.
That's not the case for these guys. They literally filmed their entire breakout with their phone on light mode and flashlight on full blast. Then they took it a step further by posting the play-by-play right here on YouTube.
Dog?
There really are tutorials for everything these days.
These made a DIY escape prison tutorial. They literally got a hold of a bunch of iPhones. I don't know how they did it. And they filmed themselves for multiple days escaping jail. And not a single person saw that. And not only did nobody think or suspect them of escaping from jail, nobody saw them filming the entire thing either. You just can't make this shit up.
And I'm not sure what his whole plan was, but I guess it started with trying to squeeze through the bars, which honestly looks like one of the most uncomfortable ways to escape prison.
I am flabbergasted. I'm absolutely flabbergasted on how these things happen. Like, you would think, right, we've advanced as a species to have the intelligence for things like this to not happen, right? As I was watching the video, right, it just kept getting progressively worse. A helicopter, not only a helicopter comes and takes you, there was that mailed themselves. There was that just ran out through, like, jumped out of a window. Several people that jumped out of a window, right? There was a guy who literally was talking to a law enforcement officer looking for an escapee, which he was. And they still didn't catch him. Imagine him being right there, bro. Imagine him being right. You're literally talking to him. And you can't even identify that he's the guy that you're looking for. Can you imagine that shit? Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, that was the world's craziest prison escapes. Let me know in the comment section down below which one of these was like the craziest shit that you saw. Like, personally, me, it was the helicopter. Like, I don't know how that man came in on a helicopter, got himself out of there, came in with that same helicopter, got more niggas out of there, got caught again, brought the helicopter back. This nigga just loves helicopters. Make sure you guys leave a like down below if you guys have not liked the video yet, because I'm watching you guys. Sometimes you guys not liking the video and I see it. Okay, so make sure you guys like the video. Subscribe to the channel as well. Okay, we are on the road to 30,000 subscribers. We are almost there. Okay, so make sure you guys sub to the channel if you guys have not subbed to the channel. Okay, make sure you guys like the video if you guys have not liked the video. Comment down below some suggestions that you guys want me to react to in the future. And as always, guys, I appreciate and I love you guys, and I'm gonna see you guys in the next video.
See just how I'm coming, yeah, I did this on my own. Don't you tell me something, cause I did it all alone. You ain't helping nothing, no, nah, nah. You ain't helping nothing, no, nah, nah. Came up from the guys and niggas show me some respect. Niggas mad cause I ain't breaking off on all these checks. You ain't helping nothing, no, nah, nah. You ain't helping nothing, no, nah, nah.